Okay, so I'm a published author. I wrote a book called Finding Daddy, Finding Me, and it's really funny why I decided to write this book. I tracked my father down after he had gone missing back in the 70s, and I was so rattled by the whole experience. I didn't know what to make of it, so I decided to initially write a book that was fictional about how I wish things had gone, because my Aunt Jackie and I used to tell all these stories about what we thought my father was up to, like maybe he was a spy or maybe he worked for the CIA. So, we came up with all these stories. So my first book was called The Daruma Doll. And as I was typing it and as I was creating it, I was on the road a lot. I was doing a lot of auto shows and presenting work at trade shows. Well, I had the Daruma Doll stored on my laptop, and I checked it in at the San Diego airport, and the metal detector fried my hard drive on the computer. And the only other copy my old boyfriend had, and he couldn't find it. So I felt like this was God's way of telling me, oh, you're not supposed to write. Well, time passed. I recommitted my life to the Lord, and I decided to write the story again, only more from a study of purpose and the journey of finding out, who the Lord is through my challenges and my, everything that I was going through trying to figure this thing out. And it was a lot more truthful, and a lot of it was about just resolving what I thought had happened to me. And I think I'd gotten into like the first 20, 30 pages, and suddenly I get a call from my girlfriend Kate, who was working a ride and drive training deal with my old boyfriend, whose new wife had actually found a bag of my things and had found the floppy with the Daruma Doll on it and thought that I might be interested in having it. So I was working at a company called Abanco, and they still had the floppy thing in the tower, because I don't have that anymore. I was able to upload that, but I'd already started Finding Daddy, Finding Me, and it was a lot more relevant to me because it was the truth. It was all about my journey, and I wanted it to be as factual as possible. And I was also looking for closure in writing this book, because when we write, we are purging, demons from our past, and we're just trying to get it out. It's like, take the box off the shelf, let everything out, and then hopefully it's, you can clean it up and then put it back in the box and put it in the shelf, or you can empty the box out and throw it out the window. And I keep the lessons, but I've also let go of a lot of the resentment. And I finally finished the book, and oddly enough, I submitted it to a variety of different publishers. I had self-published the Daruma Doll. I had paid to publish it, but the Finding Daddy, Finding Me, a publisher agreed to take it on. So it is being published for me. I didn't have to pay for that. That in itself is a miracle. And it's really exciting to be able to share my story of how I found my father to the whole world.